Alright, we got 10 biggest creatures ever spotted on camera. Let's get it.
Right now, or every time you microwave something, it'll explode. Animals so huge and so unique, they'll make you sit back and stare.
Oh god, I'm telling you, like a... Yeah.
Get ready to watch some of the wildest, most jaw-dropping creatures on the planet.
Wow, Kalia, look at him, he's huge.
Proving
I've seen
just
that.
how creative nature can be.
He came in as a very large animal, so if we put another 30 or 40 years on that, we're looking at an 80-year-old animal.
Living with a wolf sounds impossible, especially when you know how massive these animals can get. But Alexei Musenko in Russia didn't think twice.
That's so
He adopted
tough.
Akela, a black northwestern wolf, back in 2016.
That's on some Game of Thrones
now
shit.
Akela's huge, almost unreal
Some
in
dire
size,
wolf shit.
and you can see it yourself through the clips Alexei posts online. Their bond is genuine, but a wolf is still a wolf, no matter how early it's raised. That's why Alexei keeps him at a safe distance from everyone else, and tries to create an environment in his backyard that feels closer to the wild.
А это кто здесь?
Only in Russia, bro. Only in
Кто
Russia.
здесь?
Sky Titan. The giant golden crown
Oh,
flying fox looks
hell
unreal
no.
at first glance. A megabat with a wingspan of about 1.7 meters, found only in the...
What? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Philippines. A megabat with a wingspan of about
Dog,
1.7
what?
meters, found only in the Philippines. Its golden head gives it an almost regal look that stands out against its dark wings. Despite the intimidating size, this bat is a calm, fruit-loving creature that sticks mostly to figs. It actually helps forests grow by spreading seeds over long distances. But with the rapid loss of Philippine forests, fewer than 20,000 remain. It might look spooky hanging in a tree, but it's one of the quiet guardians keeping those forests alive.
Whoa, he's beautiful. Look at his claws,
That thing is massive, though, bro. If I saw some shit like that, I'd be.
Massive, muscular, and built like a powerhouse.
Bro,
Zafir
what the
became famous
fuck?
under Jozo Dogs for his unbelievable size and calm confidence. This
That-
dog is all protective
that's
around
not a
strangers,
dog,
but
bro.
with owners, this dog is surprisingly gentle. His bloodline continues through Zafir Jr., carrying the same strong frame and steady temperament he was known for.
Holy
Whether he's
fuck.
running across the yard or just standing guard,
Give me some
Zafir
stats
has that
about this
presence
thing.
you don't forget. In every move, the Dogzilla title makes complete sense.
Oh, brother. Oh my
Ripped
gosh.
kangaroo.
I know about these. These are fucking. Yo, bro. Like, what is that? Like,
Australia has no shortage of tough wildlife, but Roger the
really
kangaroo
is.
stood out not for any simple reason. The reason?
Roger.
Well, he looked like a tank, weighing over 200 pounds and standing around 6 feet tall.
bro, that's a
Roger
fucking
was the dominant
linebacker.
male of his group for years. His broad chest and oversized forearms made him look more like a gym athlete than a wild animal. People who saw him up close always said the same thing. This was a kangaroo you wouldn't want to challenge. Sadly, Roger passed away in 2018.
Rest in
but
peace,
legends
Roger.
like him don't fade. He's still the blueprint for kangaroo dominance. Barely hog. At the Indiana State Fair, one hog always draws a crowd.
Bro.
At just 4.5 years old, he weighed in at around 1,303 pounds, easily taking the top spot at the world's largest male hog contest. People who saw him in person were struck by
I got
how
no words.
solid and heavy he really was. Despite the funny name,
I personally got no
he was
words.
an absolute unit of a boar, built wider and thicker than most farm animals you'll ever come across. Every time he stepped onto the scale, the numbers spoke for themselves, and this time was no different.
Got size, their legs bow out on them and they can't get around, so that's the only reason we keep hanging on to him, because he's got good feet and legs and there's nothing wrong.
Mountain Guardian. No, that's not a bear in captivity. It's a Tibetan Mastiff, one of the most
Bro.
commanding dog breeds ever developed. Born in the high Himalayas, these dogs were trusted to guard herds against wolves and even big cats. The mane around its neck gives it a lion-like
Are you dead ass?
presence, the kind that doesn't rely on noise to be intimidating. Tibetan Mastiffs don't beg for attention. They carry authority just by standing still. And
That thing's a
when one
fucking
is squeezed
beast.
into a cage too small for its nature, it becomes clear that some animals aren't built for confinement. They're built for open, unforgiving mountains.
Thing's fucking beast.
Buffalo giant. Meet King Kong. No, not the movie monster, but the real-life giant of the fields. He's a real towering buffalo turning heads in Thailand. At just 3 years old,
Thailand.
he already stands 185 centimeters tall, nearly
it's-
half a meter above
That shit's
the average.
through his
What makes him
nose,
stand
bro.
out isn't just the height, but the calm, almost royal presence he carries.
He is extraordinary. His size, his personality.
Water buffaloes have deep roots in Thai culture, and King Kong somehow feels like a modern version of that tradition. He eats about 35 kilograms of straw and
Bro, why
corn
they got the
each
rope
day,
through his
all
nose, though?
fueling that massive frame. Tallest dog. Corn
Look at
each
this
day,
shit.
all fueling that massive
Look at this shit.
frame.
He's digging 4 nanas at a time.
Tallest dog.
Yo, what the fuck?
Zeus isn't just a big dog. He's the kind you stop and stare at because your brain needs a
Bro, this
second
ain't
to
bigger than the other
process
two,
what you're
bro.
seeing. Standing at about
Never mind, I'm capping.
1.046
capping.
meters tall,
That's like
this
5
Great
feet.
Dane earned the title of the world's tallest
No, that's
living
like,
dog.
whatever, 4 nanas.
And
something
honestly,
like
it's easy to see why. Most people joke that he looks more like a small horse than a pet when he walks by. Despite his size, he's surprisingly calm and gentle, just doing his thing while towering over every other dog around him.
that. Bruh.
Zeus didn't just break a record, he owns it.
Okay,
What record?
come on, sir.
Dumpster beast. A CCTV camera in Hong Kong captured a scene people still talk about. A massive wild boar standing upright to dig through a dumpster. The size alone was surprising, towering easily over the bin, while 3 small piglets waited
Them
nearby.
tiny ass little legs and his big ass body. Like, how the fuck are those big bitches like this? Like, what the fuck is this?
The boar wasn't causing trouble, just trying to find food for its young. But the sight of such a huge animal casually lifting itself up on 2 legs definitely stood out. It's
Bro,
one of
that's
those
nutty.
moments that makes you rethink taking the trash out at night.
Not really,
especially when
but
creatures this large roam the streets
maybe in Hong
looking
Kong.
for their next meal.
Not here.
Royal Strutter. The chicken in this clip doesn't walk, it parades.
Alright, what the
covered in
fuck
thick
is this,
white
bro?
and
This
black
shit look like a
feathers
fucking
with
Fortnite
legs so
skin.
bulky they look closer to paws. It moved through the coop like a bird that knows it shouldn't be this big. This giant chicken
big
will
fucking bird.
seriously leave you shocked.
That's
Named
Big Bird.
Miracle, this giant lives on a farm in Russia. He stands at almost 1 meter and weighs in at 17 pounds. To put it in perspective, the average broiler chicken in the US weighs just under 6 pounds. Giant sunfish. In 2021, a tuna
What
fishing
is
boat
that,
off the
bro?
Mediterranean coast ended up with something in its nets that clearly didn't belong there. This wasn't just any accidental catch. This was a massive sunfish, easily one of the biggest ever recorded in the area. The creature measured about 3.2 meters long and nearly 3
That's
meters
fucking
wide.
massive.
It was so huge that
That
even
shit
a
is massive.
1,000-kilo scale couldn't handle its weight. The team had to secure it inside an underwater chamber and then crane it up just to run basic checks. For everyone involved, it wasn't just a surprise. It became one of those rare moments in marine biology that people talk about for years.
Bro, that's a human
World
next
record.
to that, Sean. Like, that is a big fucking animal.
In Goodwater, Alabama, there's a steer that turned into a local legend, Pancho Villa. What makes him stand out isn't
What the
size or
fuck?
strength, but the unbelievable
Boy, that shit
spread of his
really-
horns. On May 8th, 2019, officials measured them and confirmed an incredible span of 323.74 centimeters. Seeing him in person is something else. Those horns stretch out so far, they almost don't look real. With that single measurement, Pancho Villa secured his place in the record books and became a symbol
You
of
gotta be
just how
shitting me.
surprising nature can be when it decides to push beyond the usual limits.
Thing's fucking massive.
Crocodile monarch. At Marineland, Melanesia lives one of the most well-known
Melanesia,
crocodiles on
where
the
is
planet,
that?
Cassius. He measures about 5.48 meters, making him the largest croc in captivity. What
What the
surprises
fuck?
most people isn't just the size, but the age.
Oh, bro.
Keepers believe he's around 120 years old. As an Australian saltwater crocodile, he's built for power and could have reached nearly 7 meters in the wild. He was rescued more than 30 years ago and has been living a
100 years
steady,
ago?
cared-for life ever since. Even in captivity, Cassius remains an important figure for conservation, showing just how impressive these animals can truly be.
Cassius has now been in captivity for 35 years. He came in as a very large animal. So if we put another 30 or 40 years on that, we're looking at an 80-year-old animal. Now, he could be more than that. We don't know.
We don't know.
Snail giant.
I agree,
Most people
though.
picture snails
That
as
joint is
tiny
probably gonna live
garden
to
creatures,
200.
but the African giant
Wait, bro,
snail
what?
quickly changes
Ew!
that expectation. These snails can reach about 8
Ew,
inches
bro, what is
long
you
and
doing?
nearly 4 inches wide, which makes them look more like small handheld animals than pests. They're known for eating almost anything green, with a diet that covers hundreds of plant species. That appetite,
mouths?
combined with their ability to reproduce quickly, makes them a real problem when they show up in the wrong place. They might look fascinating at first, but they can easily overrun farms and gardens if they're not controlled.
They are extremely destructive to horticultural crops. To some extent, they can do damage to landscape. The other concern is that they are the intermediate host for the rat lungworm.
The rat
Highway
lungworm.
giant. The moose in that short clip doesn't just cross the highway.
That
it
person
dominates it.
reversing is
Moving with
wild,
slow,
bro.
heavy confidence, the animal towers over the road like something prehistoric.
Yeah, that thing is
wandered
nuts,
into modern
bro.
traffic by mistake. On the opposite side, an SUV gives the perfect size comparison. The roof barely reaches the moose's shoulder, and the animal's frame stretches nearly as long and wide, if not more.
You gotta be shitting
Its
me.
antlers
And that's not
rise like
generated?
branching towers, adding even more height to an already massive presence. In
Is that a
Alaska,
moose?
big wildlife is expected, but this moose feels like it came from a much older chapter of nature, one where size was the rule, not the exception.
Wow, Kalia, look at him. He's huge. Hey there, bud. Hey there, bud.
You
That
made
thing's
it to the
fucking
end.
massive.
You're the real ones. There's a
Thanks.
special entry just for you guys. Rescue orangutan. Oshin's story surprised a lot of people when she arrived at Monkey World in 2010.
Monkey World? Hell no. This can't be a thing. What is this, bro? 23 bucks. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. This is just straight monkeys. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, thank you guys for watching. You know what I'm saying? This 10 biggest creatures spotted on camera. Appreciate you guys.